Welcome to Wisdom Inspired, a podcast designed to help high achievers to eliminate burnout and overwhelm. Now let's prepare to open our hearts, our minds, and our notebooks to receive today's wisdom. Today's topic is the anatomy of courageousness. The anatomy of courageousness. Now, I know we've talked about the word courageous before, and we also have the word courageous in our AAC co-working acronym, right? Because the C stands for courageous. So it's an important word, right? And so today we're just going to kind of break this down a little bit more. So when we look at the word courage or courageousness, we discover that the Greek word translated courage and good cheer literally means bold and confidence, the ability to do something that frightens us. So in John 16:33, it says, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." And then Matthew 9, verse 2, it says, "And behold, they brought to him a man sick of palsy, lying on a bed. And Jesus, seeing their faith, said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, be of good cheer. Thy sins have been forgiven." And so we see how the word courage and be of good cheer are used interchangeably, right? And so we also find that courage is the opposite of fear. When God commands us to fear not, to be of good cheer, and to have courage, he's commanding against fear. But God doesn't simply command courage with no reason behind it. Where God says, fear not, it's always followed up with the reason to have courage. For example, when God calms Abram's fears after his battle with the kings of Sodom, the captivity of Lot, and his rescue, God says in Genesis 15, verse 1, he says, "Fear not, I am your shield." When Hagar was in fear for her life and that of her child in the wilderness, the angel of the Lord says to her in Genesis 21, verse 17, "Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the boy where he is." And then God promised to the Israelites in Isaiah 41, verse 14, he says, "Fear not, I am the one that helps you." And in Luke 1, verse 30, we see that the angel tells Mary, who's pregnant with Jesus and no husband, the angel says, "Do not fear, for you have found favor with God." And then in Luke 2, verse 10, the shepherds are commanded also to be of good cheer and to have courage. It says, "And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people." And then Zechariah was told not to fear, that his prayer had been heard. In Luke 1, verse 13, it says, "But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John." And so we see that being courageous is commanded. We see that courageous or courage is the opposite of fear, the result of the knowledge and sovereignty of God, knowing that God's plans and his purposes will not be thwarted, knowing that his omnipotence makes every circumstance of life subservient to his will. So fear not. Be of good courage. And so I was reading from a devotional by Lisa Turkhorst, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but she talks about there being two kinds of courage. One, courageous acts is a kind of courage, the kind that makes our heart beat fast, like when a firefighter rushes into the burning building. So that's a courageous act. And then the other, a courageous choice, like doing the right thing when it's unpopular and uncelebrated and unnoticed and not shared on social media. Courageous choices. So my question to you all, what courageous act are you being told to do and God is saying, fear not, I am with you? What courageous choices, courageous conversation, courageous moves in your business are you being told to do and God is saying, fear not, be of good cheer, for I am with you? We have to remember it is because of him that we can be confident, courageous, and of good cheer. And because of him, we can make courageous choices and perform acts of courageousness. And it is in the promise of God's care for us and in his promises that's the basis of our confidence, not in us ourselves, right? But the courageousness comes from him, and that's where the good cheer lies. So women of God, high-achieving preneurs on the call, I want you to tell yourself today, I am courageous only with you. I am courageous only in you, and I am courageous only through you. Now go out and prove it to yourself. So I hope today's wisdom has inspired you. I hope you've been encouraged. That is always our prayer. And as Coach Dorothy said, remember to go to wisdominspired.net where you can find the links to the other platforms, listen to the previous episodes, subscribe, and leave us a review. And if you'd like to know more about our virtual co-working and collaborating community and how you can benefit from the resources and transformational coaching, send us an email to hello@aaccoworking.com. With that said, meet us back on the line next time, which is Thursday, same time, same place, same station, with more Wisdom Inspired. Have a wildly productive and courageous day. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed the episode of Wisdom Inspired that was brought to you by the AAC Co-working Community, a virtual community designed to support female entrepreneurs, business owners, and freelance professionals. For more, go to wisdominspired.net.